All right, happy Friday, everybody. Happy Friday. Wings up, wings up.
Happy Friday. Wings up.
How are
Wings
you?
up, wings up.
Wings up, family. Good to see everyone on the call today. Good to see you. Okay, I'm sorry, I was having some technical issues at first. Everybody can hear me okay, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, excellent,
Loud
excellent.
and clear.
Good, good. What's going on, Dave? All right,
How you doing, Mo?
good, good. Hang 1 second, you all. And okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get started, man. I am excited about today. I'm excited about the call and training that we have for the today, guys. I'm glad you guys showed up. And I'll tell you a couple of reasons why. Number one, we always, as I say, every week, time after time, that I'm just happy that you guys are showing up. Showing up is a sign that you are committed. And I'm glad to see that, you all are very faithful few have chosen to be committed to learning and to building this network and growing with us. And so for that, I'm forever grateful. One of the things that I'm also noticing is that I also notice that we have a drop in the number of people that would normally join our calls, that would normally join our conversations and join our trainings and things of that nature. And I understand that attrition happens, and over time, people join in and then they fall off and things of that nature. But I want to get down to the real reason that why people aren't staying. Okay, so why are people not staying? Not only in our organization, but just people having the stick to itness and being able to stick to what they started. And what I found is that most of the time, people are dealing with their own personal reasons why they start something and they stop, why they start their careers and they stop, why they start in relationships and then they stop. Okay. They started in business. They decided they were going to, launch a small business and, they have all the dreams in the world. They were going to do this and they were going to do that. But then something happened that caused them to stop. Okay. And that's what we're finding out, as we go along in life, that people stop because they become injured. They stop because they've come across and ran across a brick wall of some type of stumbling block. And so it causes them to get discouraged. It causes them to get fearful of the next thing that they're desiring to go into. It's causing them to be apprehensive. It's causing them to be stagnated. It's causing them to lose their vision and to lose their dream because they've been injured. They've been injured. And I think that some of us can attest to that. I don't know about you, but I can just speak for my own self is that there's been times where I started some things and I just knew that I was going to be great at what I was doing, but I got discouraged because life begins to start life and then life starts happening. And you get injured along the way. You get hurt along the way. And so the question that I want to raise today to you all is I want you to start thinking about what has hurt you, what has challenged you, what has caused you to stumble? Okay. And, I can see just by you all showing up on the calls all the time that, you have the tenacity and you have the gift of overcoming. And I commend all of you all for that. But you also know that along your journey that you've been hindered by something that has blocked your enthusiasm. You've been hindered by something that has stopped your vision or slowed your vision down. What hurt you? What hurt you? What caused a distraction in your life that's causing you to not perform in whatever area that is? And so what I've discovered is that people give up just by way of being hurt. People throw in the towel just by being hurt. Just really, I mean, that's simple, right? So, there's some things that we go through, and I was just thinking about even my personal self today. Today I was a little under the weather. I wasn't really feeling well, and I've got some things going on with my hip and my knees, and so sometimes I've got to walk on a cane myself. And even though the pain is sometimes unbearable for me, and a lot of times you guys don't know that I suffer with a lot of pain sometimes, but I have to show up. My wife told me today, I want you to rest. Just counsel the call today. I want you to rest. And I said, I can't rest. I can't rest because I have to show up no matter what. No matter what I'm feeling like, I have to show up. And that's the same thing with each and every one of you all. No matter what you're feeling like, you got to continue to show up. No matter the injury, no matter the frustration, no matter what hurts you, you have to continue to keep showing up and making sure that you continue to keep pushing. So walking with the limp, all that really means is that it's a metaphor. It symbolizes a past struggle. It symbolizes that you've had some hardship. You had hardship. You had injuries. But you're still walking. You're still moving. No matter the injury, no matter the hardship. Walking with the limp means that you are showing your past struggle. You're showing your injury. You're showing your hardship. Whether it's spiritually, whether it's emotionally or mentally, it represents the visible reminder of invisible battles, things that other people can't see. What is it that others can't see that you're dealing with? I didn't feel like working today. I didn't really feel like Malik said on the meeting today. He said, your energy is off. Well, I wasn't feeling well, but I still had to show up to the meeting earlier today. I still had to show up on all the sales calls today. I still had to work on the back end and do some of the things I have to do for G2 Global Network. I still have to show up for this call on tonight, despite what I'm feeling like. Why? Because of the mission, because of the purpose. And I think when the mission and the purpose becomes bigger than your pain, then you can push past your pain. Okay? When the mission and your purpose becomes bigger than your pain, then you can push past the pain. Okay? So walking with a limp doesn't mean that you're giving up. That's not what it means. Walking with a limp means that you're still moving despite the pain. Okay? Despite the pain, it means that you're still moving despite the pain. Okay? So it doesn't mean that you get to give up. You see so many people on crutches, you see them on walkers, you see them in wheelchairs. Even if you're having trouble, you still have to keep moving, no matter what. Okay? And so this is why I continue to keep commending you all, is because you're steady moving. And I know some of your stories. I know some of the things that you're dealing with right now. I know some of the things that could possibly hold you back and cause you to be stagnated. But you've made a decision that you want to show up and to keep learning and keep on embracing what we're teaching here at G2 Global Network and being part of this network and flourishing and doing those things. And so because you made the decision and because your mission became bigger than your pain, because your purpose became bigger than your pain, then you can continue to keep walking in spite of the injury, in spite of the frustration, in spite of the people that talked about you, in spite of the chatters in the back room, right? In spite of all the childhood trauma you've been in. What about some of you all in relationships in your home, in your houses, with your husband, your wife, and your children? Some of you all are dealing with some things that would cause others to stop moving because of what you personally have going on. So walking with a limp, like I said, it's just not a saying. It's a badge of honor. Because what it shows is no matter what, I don't care how injured you are, that you're going to keep moving. Over the years, I've had to suffer in so many different areas in my life where, I didn't know exactly how I would make it in certain times. And I remember being a young guy, and I had to come across a lot of hardships. And I knew in the inside of me that, I was going to be successful. I knew I should be successful, but my circumstances at the time did not line up with my vision. My circumstances said that I was going to be a product of my environment. My circumstances said that I should not be successful. My circumstances said I should probably be maybe losing my mind or strung out somewhere. My circumstances said these things. Okay? But because I didn't succumb to my circumstances, I was able to continue my journey even while injured, even while suffering with the pain of what are things that I've seen, places that I've had to go, situations that I've had to endure. What about you? What kind of situations that you've had to endure? What are you enduring on a day-to-day basis? What's your why? What's causing you to keep walking even though you're injured? All of us have these internal whys right alongside our internal pains. What's your why? What's your why? Why are you involved with G2 Global Network? Why are you trying to be? Why are you, attempting to throw in, not throw in, but to be part of this success train? What's your why? You could have gave up a long time ago. You could have thrown in the towel a long time ago, but you didn't. And that's what I get excited about the most with this team, because I keep seeing you all coming back for more, time after time after time. Life doesn't pause when you're hurt. Life doesn't pause when you're hurting. Life doesn't care about you hurting. Life doesn't care about you being injured. But being willing doesn't require being whole. Just be present and just be persistent. Just be present and just be persistent, because your success is going to be in your being present. Your success is going to be in you being persistent. We use an example in the Bible, and I thought about Jacob in the Bible, how he wrestled with God and walked away limping. We embrace change. We embrace it. We embrace these struggles. We embrace wrestling with life. But did you know that healing and walking can happen at the same time? Did you know that, your healing and keeping moving can happen simultaneously? What people do is they throw in the towel when they get hurt and stop moving. They stop thinking about being healed. They stop thinking about being persistent. They stop thinking about being present. Why? Because they're giving their energy to the thing that hurt them. They're giving their energy to the thing that's causing them to be frustrated. They're giving their energy to the very thing that was designed to stop them. It doesn't matter where you are in life. It doesn't matter what you decided to do in life. The higher the level, the different devils. The higher the level, the different devils, okay? So the higher you go and the more things that you do, you're going to encounter different types of pain, different struggles. And if you succumb to those things, 100%, you're not going to accomplish what you set out to do. 100%. If you succumb to it. Okay? So many people could have succumbed to having failures, having failed in their businesses. Look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan was on the team and I think he got kicked off that team maybe 3 times or something like that, right? Time after time, he kept getting, rejected, but look at what happened to him. Okay? I think about people like the singer Jennifer Hudson, how she became very successful as a singer and an artist, But look what she had to deal with. I don't know if you guys remember the story of those of you all that know her. She was on American Idol, singing, trying to make it and be successful. And at the same time, her mother was killed, her brother was killed, and her nephew was killed all the same day. But she had to continue to keep singing on American Idol to win and to win that contest. She couldn't stop. Now let me tell you something. That's some hell of persistence, right? To keep pushing through something like that and something so tragic. But look at where she's at now. She had to endure that pain, but yet she had to keep walking. She had to keep it moving, right? So in her walking and continuing on and not giving up, she began to start getting healed. She began to start becoming prosperous. She started getting successful. People started recognizing her. So what she sought out to do, she ended up doing it because she did not stop. No matter what was in her way, she didn't stop. What hurt you? What has stopped you? You will experience failure 100% of the time. You're going to experience failure. You're going to experience disappointment. You're going to experience betrayal, whether it be in your personal life or whether it be in your business. You're going to experience these things. So does that mean that you give up? Does that mean that you throw in the towel? Does that mean that you stop trying to get clients? Does that mean that you stop trying to build your business because you experience failure and you experience disappointment or betrayal? If I told you all everything that I was dealing with right now today and how I have to keep walking through my own pain and keep teaching and showing you all how to walk through the pain, that's a burden. We're going to experience these things. We're going to experience these disappointments. But what are you going to do? Are you going to continue to keep showing up? Are you going to continue to keep pressing past the pain? Are you going to keep continuing to keep elevating your mind and and increasing your performance? Are you going to keep doing that despite what you're going through, despite the family issues, despite your financial issues, despite your health issues? These are the moments that you're dealing with right now that's going to redefine your path. It's not designed to end it. The fire that you're experiencing right now is not a fire that's designed to destroy you. It's a refiner's fire. It's designed to refine you, to burn off the rough edges and the impurities. But it's never designed to destroy you. We just feel like it is, especially when you're in the midst of it. You feel like it is. You feel like it's too much weight on you. You feel like it's too much stress on you. You feel like you can't handle the burden that you're having to suffer with. You feel like nobody understands. But when you really understand your pain, you can understand your purpose, because pain can lead to purpose. Sometimes in our pain, we discover our purpose. Sometimes in our pain, we discover our purpose if we allow the pain to teach us and to show us. But if you succumb to that pain and that distress, you don't have time or energy to focus on purpose. So pain can lead to that purpose. Listen, the limp may slow you down, but it won't stop you. If you stay faithful to the journey, if you stay consistent to the journey, You may slow down, but it's not stopping you. This is why it's important that you keep showing up on these trainings every week, time after time after time. This is why it's important that you keep sharing your products and the information with others time after time after time. I understand you're going through it right now. I get it. I understand you're in the dilemma right now. I get it. I understand that there's some pains and some struggles that you want to redivert your attention to. I get it, but don't give those things your attention. Don't give those things your attention. You can't give them your attention. Okay? So when you're feeling broken and tired and stuck, it's okay. Let me just say that with you. It's okay. It's okay that when you feel, tired sometimes. It's okay that you feel tired and stuck sometimes. It's okay to rest. But what is not okay to do, it's not okay for you to retreat. It's okay to rest, but you do not have permission to retreat. You got a purpose. You got a why. You got to remember that why. Why did you sit up? Why did you set out to do what you're doing? Right? Why did you seek being part of G2 Global Network? Why did you start your business? Why did you start your family? Right? It's okay to feel broken and tired behind whatever it is that you started, whatever it is that you're in. It's okay to rest, but you don't have permission to stop and to turn around. See, progress doesn't always look pretty. Sometimes it's just not giving up. Sometimes it's just not giving up today, okay? Exhaustion doesn't mean that you're weak because you're feeling tired. It just means that you've been strong for too long. That's why I used to hear people say, check on your strong friends and things of that nature, because sometimes your strong friends get exhausted, right? Sometimes you, being a strong person, get exhausted. People tend to lean on you. People tend to pull on you. People tend to look at you to get answers from you. But they don't know and they don't get it that you're tired. They don't get it that you're frustrated. They don't get it that you're feeling weak sometimes. It just means that you've been strong for too long, and these people don't imagine you having these type of feelings because you've been the strong one. Okay? So when you're tired and you're broken and you feel stuck, just rest. You have to rest. Listen, out of suffering have emerged the strongest people, the strongest souls out of suffering. The most massive characters are seared with scars. Don't be afraid to show your scars. Those are your battle wounds. Don't be afraid to show your scars. Don't be, because one day those scars are going to be, your story. This is your story. How did you get this scar? Where did it come from? How did you heal from this? Don't be afraid to show your pain. Okay? Because even when you're limping and you're in pain, sometimes it's unbearable. It's unbearable. But it doesn't disqualify you. That's not what disqualifies you. What disqualifies you is quitting. What disqualifies you is not showing up. What disqualifies you is you giving energy to the very thing that was designed to destroy you. But what it does is it distinguishes you. When people see me, sometimes they don't know what they see on me, but what it is that makes me be more distinguished is the number of pains and situations that I've had to overcome. The things that I've had to suffer through, my scars. And it's those things, it's by those things that that gives me distinguishes, that distinguishes me, right? So your scars tells the stories. That's all it is. Your scars just tell the stories. Okay? Your scars tell the stories. And limps show resilience. resilience. So even though you have scars and you're limping, all it's showing others is that you're just being resilient. You got bounce back power, right? You got bounce back power, and that you're not the one to be, to be fooled with. Why? Because nothing is going to hold you down. Nothing is going to stop you. Nothing is going to disqualify you. Because you got bounce back power. Those scars simply tell a story. You have resilience. Every step you take, limping is a testimony that you simply did not quit. You didn't quit. You kept going. And your limp may be somebody else's hope. So you have responsibility to keep on walking, even if you're limping. You have a responsibility to keep moving, even if you're limping. You have a responsibility to keep showing up, even if you're limping. Somebody else is looking at your limp and is teaching them how to overcome and how to persevere through their own pain. So you hold that responsibility as an individual. So every time you get up and dust yourself off, when you feel like you've been knocked down, every time that you get up and you straighten yourself up and you keep going, every time that you get up and you look up, Les Brown said, listen, if you're going to fall, he says, fall on your back. Because if you can fall on your back, you can look up. And if you can look up, you can get up. So I suggest to all of you all today that if you ever going to fall, that you make sure that you fall on your back so you can look up. As soon as you get up, you dust yourself off. You grab your walking stick and you keep walking and you walk with that limp. And you don't stop that limp and you don't stop walking no matter what. See, pain is a part of the process. It's not the end. Pain is a part of the process. It's all part of the game. See, listen, you're not alone. Everybody is carrying something. Everybody is suffering from something. You're not by yourself. And when you feel like it, it's when you start having the oh my, oh me, all the woes and things like that, because you feel like you're alone and you're not. Everybody in this room right now is suffering with something. Life is hitting them in some area, some type of way. Whether it's hitting you financially, whether it's hitting you in age, whether it's hitting you in your physical, whether it's hitting you in your mental, whether it's hitting you in your relationships, life is hitting in some type of way that if you gave into it, if you gave permission to allow it to stagnate and to stop you, it would. It would. This is when you see a lot of people, and I often say this, we see people on the street sometimes and they're homeless and they're living on the, somewhere down the line, they drop their why. Okay? And it's not everybody's story, but somewhere down the line, they forgot what their why is. And they succumb to their injuries. Instead of dusting themselves off and keep moving, they succumbed to it, right? And so their wounds now became their crippling power. Their stresses became, the very thing that has them now stagnated and can't move because they gave into it. And so then they started trying to find things that was going to pacify the pain. Things that was going to numb the pain. Whether it be drinking, alcohol, drugs, sex, right? Gambling, whatever it is to numb the pain. These are the things that happen to people that's trying to push past the pain. But there's a way that you have to push past the pain. And the way you push past the pain, number one, is identifying what your why is. Second is having faith and having faith. You have to have faith. That's actually number one. You got to have faith. Okay? And then you have to remember your why. And you press past the pain utilizing those two tools, your why and your faith. Okay? So what wounded you doesn't define you. What wounded you does not define you. Your response to it does. How you handle it does. How you decide to deal with these things is what defines you. So every day that you keep coming even to trainings and things of that nature, you're elevating yourself because you're saying to yourself that no matter what I'm dealing with in right now, I'm going to keep walking, keep learning, keep showing up, and keep getting more information so I can get better. You all have to start taking these information and taking these trainings and really taking it to heart and start getting better. You know, digest this. Okay? Digest this. So you need to think about what's your limp? What is your limp? Right? What's your limp? What's causing you to walk the way that you walk? What was your injury? This is what we're dealing with today. What's your injury? You guys are entrepreneurs. You guys are family men or family women. And somewhere down the line, there was an injury. What's your injury? Where can you keep walking despite the pain? Who needs to see you persevere? Who's in your circle that needs to see you persevere? Your children, your wife, your husband, your family members. They need to see you persevere. And so the energy that you get, even when you come to these calls, this is why we do this, because guess what? We all got to stop at the gas station to get gas. We all got to stop at the gas station to refuel. We have our commercial lending trainings, our sales trainings. We talk about this and we talk about that and learn all these products. But in the midst of all of this, somebody's dealing with some personal issues. Look at the number of people that just stopped coming to our calls, right? And I know the stories of a lot of people. They were dealing with personal issues and they quit. So the story behind what we're talking about today is simple. Don't quit. Don't quit. Don't throw in the towel. Don't give up. Do not quit. No matter what you do, don't quit. There's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but you'll never see it if you quit. Success is on the other side of the wall of pain, but you'll never see it if you quit. You'll never see it. It's on the other side of pain. Success is. Healing is. Peace of mind is. It's all on the other side of pain. Yes, do we have to endure it? Absolutely. Do we have to go through it? 100%. How are you going to go through it? How are you going to endure it? What's your coping mechanism? Okay? So you have to keep going and keep walking. You got to keep traveling. You got to keep, on that journey. You have to keep pushing even though you don't feel like it. That's the only way that you're going to gain the level of success that you're looking for. That's the only way that you're going to gain the relationships that you're looking for. That's the only way you're going to have the marriage that you're looking for. That's the only way you're going to have the finances that you're looking for. If you don't quit. Somewhere down the line, a lot of you all quit. But I'm so glad you're showing up because you're showing me that you're not in the quitting business. Keep walking, even if it's with a limp. Keep walking. Even if you have to crawl, keep walking. If you got to roll, keep walking, keep going. And this is what G2 Global is all about, you all. Us showing up here together, us getting information together, us elevating together, right? Us giving the strength that to one another where, you know, you'll be encouraged to keep going on no matter what it is that you're suffering with. That's what this family is all about, okay? So it's not just about product training for us. It's not about just product training. Because you can have all the product training in the world. If you don't know how to get past your pain, all that product training means nothing. You can have all the product training in the world. If you don't know how to get past your pain, that training means nothing. Okay? So keep going, guys. Keep going. And I want you to think about one thing, too. I want you to think about one thing. As you're going on your journey, I want you to be on the lookout, okay? If you be on the lookout for things that's going to stop you ahead of time, start naming some things of what could stop you ahead of time and start being on the lookout for those things. No, we don't know all the time what's going to stop us or what's going to come against us, right? But we know that there's some scenarios that we got to be prepared for if you can start preparing in your mind ahead of time. So when these life situations happen, you kind of like you're already in the moment to, you know, receiving these things and knowing how to handle it, right? Because at the end of the day, all you want to do is to keep moving. You don't want these life things to knock you out and knock you out to a place where you can't perform anymore, not allowing you to show up anymore. And then some of these things be so minuscule. It be some of the smallest things that knock us out of the game. A lot of times it's not even anything heavy. It be some of the smallest things that'll knock you out of the game. Like I said, if I told you all some of the things that I've dealt with, that G's dealing with, things like that, yes, listen, you don't want to know. I promise you. Because you don't want them levels of stress, right? But in spite of me feeling the way that I felt today, I didn't feel like working. I didn't feel like doing anything. It took me a long time to get out of the bed today because I wasn't feeling well. But I knew that I still had to get up and I still had to perform. I still had to do sales calls. I still had to do meetings. I still had to work with, Angel. I still had to work on marketing. I still had to do these things, right? At the same time, I still have a family. So no matter what I felt like, I had to put those things aside and I had to keep on walking. So I want to suggest to you all today that you keep walking and you keep showing up and you keep coming to these trainings on Thursdays and on Fridays and just plugging into what you see G2 Global is doing. And not only what we're doing, you ought to be part of other networks and other people that can encourage you along the way. You got to have a circle of encouragers. You have to be around a circle of people that believe in you. You have to be around people that's going to push your agenda and push you to your new heights. You have to be in that place, right? Because some of the people that you got around you is causing more stress than you even realize. Some of the relationships that you're in can hinder you and stop you from your dreams and your goals. What is your why? And I want you to think about that. What's your why? Why are you doing what you're doing? What's your emotional reason? Giving up is not an answer, team. It's not an answer. We don't give up on G2 and G2 Global Network. Our family, we don't give up. Okay? Let that be the rule for all of us in this family, that we don't give up no matter what. We're going to keep walking, even if we're walking with a limp. We won't give up, okay? Guys, that's my training for the day. I just wanted to stop by and just to tell you all to keep going. You got to persevere past the pain. You have to persevere past the pain. Keep showing up and keep coming to these trainings. Keep building, but you guys got to do a little bit more. You have to do a little bit more. You got to start turning all these things that you're learning, all these motivational words that we try to give you, and all the information that we give you. You have to now start trying to convert those things. Okay, convert it, right? So one thing that you got to learn is about energy conversion. We're going to talk about that one day. Energy conversion. Taking negative energy and converting it to positive energy. It's another form of walking while injured. Walking while despair. Walking while you're stressed out. Walking while you're hurt. Continue to walk when your mind is not at ease. What are you going to do when you get off this call and you have to go back to your regular life, or whatever that life is, right? How are you going to handle what you're dealing with today after getting on this call? Are you going to persevere, or are you going to stop? Are you going to walk with your limp, or are you going to lay down and give up? You know, the choice is yours. You have all the power in the world to make the choice for your life on what it is that you're going to do. You hold the power. You hold the power, team. Okay? You hold the power. You don't have to sit around and wait for anybody to do anything for you. You don't have to throw in the towel. You don't have to do any of that. All you have to do is keep it moving. Dust yourself out. Keep it moving. That's my message for the day. Keep it moving, guys. Walk with a limp. Walk with a limp. All right? Walk with a limp, guys. I hope you all take this information. Take this information, you all, and really take it to heart. Take it to heart, okay? And I think that if you take it to heart, you're going to be able to rejuvenate yourselves. You need a new burst of energy. You need to refine your focus. Refine it, okay? Refine your focus. That's my training for today. What do you guys got? You want to talk to me? Walking with a limp. Anything you want to add to this team? I know this is something that I think we all can relate to. A lot of people dropped off this call already. I just noticed that a lot of people dropped off this call, but that's okay. All right. We're still walking, team. We're walking. What's up, Cleveland?
How's it going, Mo?
Good.
Yeah, I'm listening to what you're saying. It always reminds me that when you talk about your why,
Yes.
if your why is not strong enough to make you move physically and move you emotionally, then that's not a strong enough why.
That's right, man.
Okay. I mean,
Right.
when we worked 9 to 5 jobs, we know we had to do what we had to do.
That's right.
So now this is your business. It's going to be harder, but the principle's still the same. You got to get it. You got to do.
Yes, sir.
And as the word of God tells you, whatever you sow, that's what you're gonna reap. If you ain't sowing nothing, why you looking for something?
Yeah.
You have to get up. You have to do, and you have to stick to it.
Well, even what you just mentioned, that law of reciprocity, even if you're not sowing anything, guess what you're going to sow?
Nothing. You still sowing something.
So it don't
And you want to
matter.
get nothing.
So you're always sowing, whether you're sowing
Yes,
something or sowing nothing.
yes. It's always something. A harvest is going to come.
That's right. If you sow something, your harvest is going to come. If you don't sow anything, the harvest is not going to come. It's just that simple.
Can't be no simpler.
It's just that simple. You all are welcome. I see all the comments in here. Wings up, everybody. Everybody say I got it. Thank you. You guys are welcome. You know, this was just a more of a motivational call to just to, line everybody back up. Let's get back in line. We got a lot of things that's happening that's going to be happening for us as we're growing. Okay. And we want to make sure that we're just using the right mindset. I'm sorry, having the right mindset. We got to use that right mindset to continue to go as we grow. Okay. We have to grow and go as we grow. Who else got something to want to add to this? Walking with the limp. How do we overcome perseverance? What have you had to persevere in? Let's hear your testimony real quick. You may have something that you can share with us before we end this call on how you had to persevere through some difficult times. No matter what, you were still able to overcome that.
I would have to say one of the hardest things that I had to do that was difficult. I have three daughters, and I lost my youngest one 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
But I still had to, after a period of time, get back up. Had to get back up.
Yeah. That's right there alone, man. Come on, y'all. Think about how tragic that is. Think about how tragic that is. Okay. And he had to dust himself off, get back up, and get back in the game. What about you all? Maybe your injury was not as severe as Cleveland. Maybe it wasn't as severe, but your injury still hurt. Okay. So thank you, Cleveland, for that, man. I mean, I really appreciate that, and I really appreciate you all showing up on the call today. Let this word resonate with you. Let it continue to grow with you. And when you leave this call today, whatever it is that you have to face, face it.
Thanks, Mo.
Yep, just face it. All right, you all. I appreciate you all coming, and I will see you all on next week. And I will see each and every one of you all at the top. Keep walking, even if you're walking with the limp. Okay? Wings up, everybody. Let's keep it going.
Wings up.
Appreciate
Have
you,
a
Mo.
good night, everyone.
What's up?